You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
Hi.
Hi. We have the pleasure.
You have to say hi, too.
Hey.
Hi, Brycey.
Hey.
Sit in line with us, please.
These chairs are so uncomfortable.
They really aren't.
They're really not at all.
We sit in these chairs
It's
every
just we're a
single...
little close, but we're not. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
We have Brycey with us today, which is really nice. And Burke comes home.
I meant to do that.
By the time this
It's
airs
cheering.
tomorrow, because it's Sunday, Burke, you'll be home for a week, which will be really nice. I'm excited.
Burke is the last of us, not the show.
So did you guys have fun at the Ole Miss football game?
yeah, we
Very
went
cool.
to the Ole Miss football game yesterday.
Was
cool.
Talk about it. So
What
we
am-
went.
It was your, like,
You say we went. We flew in for the day. We had a nice time. We went to sat in the box. They treat us well, and it was a good game. Good game. Good way to spend a day with my boys. And
pretty up there, Mississippi.
I was going to say Oxford, the town of Oxford, right? Every girl looks the same though.
They're
Yeah.
country girls.
But, I mean, every girl looks the same everywhere. They just look
I
different.
remember you saying that, but I don't know if I agree. I think there's a little.
You don't think
more
everyone in Boca looks the same?
No, I think there's more diversity. I think that it's funny. I guess it's the way they dress too for the game. They all wear the same outfit.
But it's game
They-
day.
they
That's
all-
like, it's like if you go to UM game, every single girl looks exactly
Yeah.
the same.
yeah, I get it. That's why it was game day. I agree.
But every girl in Miami looks exactly the same.
For the most part.
But they look like Miami girls, where Mississippi girls look like Mississippi girls. They're very
No,
different.
Yeah.
it was just interesting. It was really nice to go. It was a nice, beautiful weather-wise, beautiful day, nice campus, and
Pretty in
great-
Mississippi.
and beautiful little town.
Yeah.
I mean, little town, but it was nice. It was
Small. But
Mom-
there's not much in Mississippi.
Mom felt
Right.
well,
What else? Like, is there a city?
it
Jackson?
has to be it.
Is that
Jackson.
Alabama? No,
Sorry,
that's
Miss
Mississippi.
Jackson.
No, Jackson's in
My
Mississippi.
love's for real.
No, Jackson, the song
Johnny
by Johnny
Cash.
Cash.
I'm going to Jackson.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Mississippi.
Oxford was very pretty. It was like Mom said. It was like a Hallmark.
It
town.
definitely felt
You
Hallmark
could
vibes.
totally do a fucking video, a movie there.
Oh, absolutely.
without
I'm sure-
bringing any backdrop.
I'm sure they
No,
have.
and you could just hire
Yeah,
all the
have-
local people and just be
Google-
like, live your life,
Google
and then it's
movies
Hallmark.
filmed in Oxford, Mississippi. I'm sure they filmed.
Every Hallmark.
Yeah.
That's where
I don't know. There's no incentive to film in Mississippi.
Other than the backdrop.
Movies filmed in Oxford,
Mississippi.
Mississippi. Let's see if there's anything.
Hallmark. There's no way.
Oh brother, where art thou?
Like the
pe-
slave movie?
The People versus Larry Flint, Intruder in the Dark.
Really?
You know that movie? The People
People-
versus Larry Flint
you
from
serious?
96?
That's a huge movie. That was Woody Harrelson, correct?
Harold's.
Harrelson.
I said.
Yeah. But I don't know if these...
Interesting.
Yeah,
It could
there's-
just be a shot in there.
Right. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. No Hallmark.
It definitely looked Hallmarky, though.
Yeah, especially there were Christmas lights, Christmas trees everywhere. What I liked is that there was not a single store I knew the name of.
Right.
Which is cool.
It's very refreshing because 90%
that was nice,
of the
you're right.
country is exactly the
Like
same.
intermix.
But all the
Intermix.
stores,
That's the one I always say, too.
Yeah.
Why do we say that? Because of Aspen.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
They ruined it.
Yeah.
Right.
all the stores sold the same thing as those stores, but they were.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but it was all like normal clothes, right? It's not like
Mom
these were
was,
like.
Mom was in heaven, right?
Yeah,
But they were all stores owned by local people.
which is nice. I hate
Not
all these
inter-
stores.
not
It's all
Intermix.
Zara. It's all Intermix. White House Black Market is the one I always
When
think
have you
of.
seen White House Black
no, I
Market?
agree.
That's the one I always think of. I
That's
don't know
the mall.
why.
That used to be a good store. Mom used to like that store in the mall, but then it got ruined, I guess.
Every
know
store
why.
gets ruined.
It was nice. Part of me was like, it kind of would be nice to just like live in a small little town. You know everyone. Like we were when we were going through, we were in line to park for the game, and there were cops that were like shuttling everyone, and like this 6-year-old girl was just walking by. She was like, "Hey, Daryl," to the cop, and he was like, "Hey, Cindy," and
Yeah,
it was like,
he no, seriously.
it was just so
He was
cute.
like, no, she was like, Daryl. And then he was like, hey, Madison.
yeah, and then she just kept walking to
Yeah.
the game, and it was like, that
And they're like,
everyone in town.
hotty
What did he say? What did he say?
They didn't say hotty toddy.
Everyone in town knows everyone. There's probably no like crime.
There's definitely
probably.
There's like alcohol related, but I grew up in a town like that. There was when I grew up in Irving, there was 6,000 people in our town. It was a very small, like historic town, and you knew all the cops. Like when I used to ride my mini bike, they knew I was Stu's son. It was a whole, but
There's value
John
to that.
Stewson.
is he retarded?
Yes.
Stewson.
Okay.
That's where like Johnson comes from.
Oh, here we go. You know the name Smith? We're all Smiths. Cohen actually means.
Did you know that though?
I heard.
If your last name is Smith,
I heard him have this conversation
Blacksmith.
yesterday.
Right.
Yes.
or like if your last name is what are other ones? I can't think of another one. Cobb is probably Cobblers.
Or people made salads.
True. Well, Mr. Cobb.
But yeah, so it is nice to be in a town like that. Your family would grow up in a wholesome way.
Just adjusting, right?
No problem. It would be, it might come down. I remember we talked about
That's
what's
what
going
right,
on.
we were talking about.
But I think you need to, I don't think a town like that that's insulated. Don't you agree?
Yeah, well, you have you have to decide you want to live that. It's a life change. But here's the thing. It's insulated, but from what? What in
From
your
Jews?
No.
what in your life? What in Miami, which is great. I love it. And we have access to everything. And that's what's fun. Living in a city, you have everything at your fingertips. But it's do you need that? No, not at
No,
all.
I think
we don't need 97% of the access that
It's
we
not even
have.
access. It's dude. A lot of it is.
It's dude.
When I have conversations with people who live in insulated places, and there's parts of Miami that are super insulated. When I have
No,
conversations,
but we don't mean insulated like that. I mean you don't you can't
no
go
one
to
even
Zara.
no one even knows it's there, basically.
Yeah, or if you're
so you just
I
can't
need
get deliveries.
if
who
you're
cares?
oh my
Who gives a shit
I
about that?
need my iPhone to get fixed. It's there's no Apple store around. You have to.
So you drive 30 minutes
No,
in
but,
Apple
that,
Store.
but that's what I'm saying. It's
I think it's
what are
way
we
worse
missing?
to be with people who are insulated mentally, where every person same in Oxford. I don't know. We didn't really talk to many local people, but the people in Oxford, I would assume, all think exactly the same.
I like
way.
that because then
It's
I
so
know, because
what if they don't think the way you think?
No,
Then
but
you
don't
live
live
there. Then you don't live there.
Right.
But you don't think like the people in Oxford.
No, but
Right, and that's why
we're
he doesn't
making
live in
an
Oxford.
analogy. We're saying, for example, when shit hits the fan, where we go? We want to either go to a place that's a whole gated, little bubble world, or a little town where, we talked about maybe buying, if you, for example, bought a place.
You have to talk on the mic, Dad.
Well, you moved it.
No, to try to help you.
Okay.
Yeah, see, you can hear there's a difference.
Yeah. So
There you
I would
go.
think that, if we bought one of those places that you can have 4 or 5 homes on it, and you have you create your own little world, and I don't know, just where no one's gonna come and someone comes in you're like, Ma, someone's coming on the
We're not going to get accents if we change our lifestyle.
No, but the big fucking driveway, you see them coming on about a mile before,
But
everyone gets their guns. How can I help you, boy?
You're not going to become Southern.
It's Southern and racist. What are you doing here, boy?
The thing is, if you live in a life like that, you have to give up a lot of your luxuries and your comforts.
No, I don't agree. You have to give up luxuries or comforts. That I don't
You don't
agree.
get big cup cappuccino.
Right, exactly. Where are you getting your
Yeah.
cappuccino from?
You have one in your house,
Right. Yeah, sure. You have one in your house. But where are you getting your beans from? You have to
You ship them.
yeah, okay.
So that's so hard.
No,
Look at
but
that. Bam, drop the mic, bitches.
Today you were you know what? I want to go look at a Cartier watch. Not doing that when you live in the country.
By the
You're just
time
not doing that.
By the time I move there and shit hits the fan, I'll have every watch I need.
Sure.
Just saying.
But you have to you change your mindset
I
when you
think
do
if
that.
I was just with our family and all of my kids and my wife and whatever, I think I don't need that shit.
I'm not moving there. So you won't be with all your kids.
No, we're not saying to move there tomorrow. It's just
You
it's a nice
understand?
idea.
If there's
we also romanticize it. It's probably
if
not
there's
as good
shit
as you
going
think.
down and there's
What shit's going down? You guys are always
What shit going down? Look
Is he
outside.
retarded?
No, but
Look outside. If you watch the news, not the news, but have
You see what's going on with the
I
old
see exactly what's-
Jew and everything?
I'm not disagreeing that that's horrible, but it's not pushing us in this moment. Sure, maybe if the world turns for the way, way, way worse.
It is, bro.
If Biden
let me
wins,
finish for one sec.
if interest rates continue,
no.
if the world continues, if our government continues, the next 5 years from now, 4 years, after the election, we're gonna have major major problems, and we're gonna have to think about reevaluate exactly what we're doing, how
Can't
we're
you say
working.
major problems? What does that mean? The world has major problems.
No, but it's gonna get
But
worse.
do you think the major problems have become more major now than they were 2 years ago? And then 4 years ago?
I think
100%.
things have gotten worse.
Right.
Do I think they're ever in my lifetime going to get to a point where I feel unsafe walking in Boca Raton? And
I
have
disagree with you, dude.
I disagree with you too.
You don't think, if you went to New York City right now and you were wearing this necklace with a Jewish star and walking around, I think you would be a little ooh, I don't know if I should wear this
Put
necklace.
it in your shirt.
which is insane.
I don't feel that way.
I think you would think slightly differently now.
I agree with you,
than
Bronson.
you would have a year ago about.
It's much worse and much more concerning.
Definitely.
And but that's how it starts.
But I also
I
think
just got
like,
2 guns in 3 weeks, right? That's unheard of.
yeah, but you're also now talking about moving to the middle of
No, I'm just
Montgomery,
saying,
Alabama. So.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think that if things continue, and there's a very good chance it's going to continue, and there's also a very good chance that depending who gets in office, if we have the wrong person in office,
Or like, what if Newsom becomes president?
right? If it's like California, I'm not joking. I'm moving.
Yeah. If Newsom becomes president and then China becomes like our overlord because we see that they're all buddy.
She's gonna die. It doesn't matter.
No, but
Okay, but let's say Xi dies then. He's not going to die. He's like 60.
He's
and
70.
you know our politics,
but
even DeSantis will sell out. They
What
all
if-
do sell out,
yeah, of
right?
course,
For money. It's all
of
money,
course.
yes.
What if Xi dies and the next person that comes in is
It's
way
worse.
worse?
It's possible.
You know?
Okay. If Newsom
Your known
became
enemy
president,
is not your worst enemy.
Listen,
or whatever that's
okay,
saying.
if Newsom became president and makes our country like California, I'm probably going to have to move out of the country.
But yeah, it's harder to do.
Guys, the
as
president
a
doesn't have as
Right.
much power as you
That's
think.
what I was just going to say. It's hard to do as a president to change the country drastically, especially because like not a majority of the people would want a country to be like California. Hence why so many people left California.
I get it, but-
and what do you think Newsom can do where he's just like, he gets in the presidency, say he had
You're
carte
wrong.
blanche and he was like, I'm going to change this the way I want it. What do you think he would do?
He could
I
do
hate
a
Newsom
lot.
as
Look
much
what he
as the
did.
next person.
Look what he did to his own state.
Okay,
And
but
here's the
Dad,
thing.
give me examples
Okay,
is what I'm
okay,
asking.
let me explain
of
something
what
here.
bad things he can do.
Okay, he can create it. Okay, here's the big thing: safety, and you can create unsafe environments by letting more people in, by reducing the budget for the police and for security. Okay, by raising interest rates even further, by creating unemployment, by cost of goods being so high,
Incentivizing crime.
Wait.
In California, they just said you
not
can
even
steal
whatever you want.
Right.
So what if they did that here?
And it took
I'm
away
not disagreeing. I'm just asking.
repercussions and penalties for crimes. It's very easy what you can do. All you have to do is create higher unemployment, higher cost of goods, higher inflation, and you're gonna have forget about anything else I just mentioned. Those 3 things will create anarchy in our country.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say,
It's a big
going
concern.
off of that, a lot of these issues aren't federal. So even if Newsom becomes president, which I would hate if Newsom was president, even if he was president,
How's it working though, Bryce? I'm sorry for interrupting, but how's it working in Texas right now, where it's coming into the state? How the federal government has allowed it, where therefore it became a very overlapping federal-state issue, but the federal won out. How's it working out with?
True.
Listen,
Texas doesn't really have any
they have
control
no
over the
control.
border,
How's
even
it
though it's
working,
their
Bryce?
border.
How's it working out when you look at New York? Exactly what you saw was going on in New York. How the Palestinian and the Muslim riots, and as a result of it, even when the BLM shit happened in the state of California, in the state of New York, and the government and National Guards did nothing.
yeah, but you're talking about liberal states.
But I'm talking about in general. So therefore, they could, even if, watch this, the state of Florida, that's not a liberal state, cannot call the National Guards as the federal government does. If there's a riot,
Isn't it the governor declares a state of emergency and
You have
calls
to-
in the National Guard?
You have to request.
Right, you have to
it's
request.
okay.
Yeah.
But if the federal government, you saw when we watched this Grand Central trying to kick on, that was scary, right? There were thousands of
Yeah, but
Palestinians.
they probably didn't call in.
Well, my point, because it's either one, New York, number one, and 2, also the federal government. If that can, I'm telling you, we know that the local government has a lot of power control, which we learned, but with the federal government still has a significant umbrella and power over it. And you could take, I'm telling you, if you raise interest rates more, you don't create a good economy, a strong economy financially, okay? You have unemployment and you have further crime, the whole country go to shit. And then when we become a weak, more fractured country, then you have other countries coming in and creating terrorism and other issues. It becomes an issue. You don't understand. It could be a problem. Therefore, I'm saying if that's the case, just like people left Venezuela or people leave California, there's a very good chance that people will, to protect their family, flee America and look for a safer environment to raise their kids and for
possible.
themselves. Very possible.
Yeah. Speaking
Very
of New
possible.
York, there was a story this week that New York City, that they're having such a migrant problem and they have to spend so much money on the migrants that have come in that they're now cutting budgets because they have to readjust their budget.
You know, there's only so much money they can get.
So the money is now going. Too much money is going to the migrant problem. So they're cutting
Like what it
budgets.
says migrant.
Migrant. What?
Minor.
So they're cutting money from the migrant. No, they're cutting money from the budget because too much is going to the migrant problem. and they're cutting it from the NYPD and education
Yes, of
system,
course.
New York State education system.
Which,
or
by
New
the
York
way,
State education.
is what they've been fighting for so many years to fund the New York City education system.
Well, it's like
the
that-
liberals, by the way, which I agree, you should fund the New York City education system, but
No,
to then
they-
take
they-
it away
they-
to fund
Right.
people
it's
from
literally
other
like,
countries,
right? We're funding
that makes sense.
people
Good
from
call.
other countries.
You know
Hey,
it's
look,
purple. One minute.
this is-
See, by the
One
way,
minute.
Yeah.
He's a problem.
no, he's anti-migrant.
No, but he's the now.
Well, now he is.
Now.
Everyone's a little too, fucking little
Okay,
too late.
but
I'd rather
we
him
have
be
to
anti-migrant
right,
than
we have to-
not,
okay,
right?
That's
But-
a big
but
thing. We
it's-
have to
I'm-
accept when someone says, "You know what? I fucked up.
Okay,
I was
fair.
wrong.
100%.
This is wrong."
Okay,
Happens all the
we
time.
need those. We need those people to speak up even more because then it's like, yes, see exactly.
I agree with you. I am telling you.
Can't shame them.
You're right. But I am telling you that is purposeful to fucking make people dumber and take away from the education. It's all done. It's taking away power. The only way you have power is by your brain, right? Education is power, and also by your safety of being able to defend yourself. If you take away the two fucking things that give people that ignite you to give you a sense of self-worth and purpose, you feel safe because you have the police supporting you and knowing that you can be free, and the other part is you have your power and your intellect, which you're not ignorant, you're not stupid, you can do things, right? Those things are fucking purposeful.
But I don't understand how New Yorkers would be like, yes, I want money being taken
they're
away
not.
from my children's
They're not.
education and from my safety because they're cutting police
Look at
officers,
the-
But no
going
New Yorkers have said
going
that.
to stranger illegal immigrants.
yes, these are people that let
From
them in too.
Somalia.
Right.
They'll let them
Literally
in.
from Somalia.
They're from all over
they come-
Africa, all over,
you saw-
and they're just 25-year-old men who are healthy, who are like, "Yep, I'm here now.
Well, that's
I'm
the
American."
problem is it's only men.
I know,
which makes no.
No, it
that's-
does. It's suspicious.
Correct.
Yes.
It's those countries are sending them over. It's like
Yeah.
To rape our people.
by all means, if very poor children
More crime,
and
more
women
people out of
have to
crime.
come over here
Prison.
because they're going to be raped and murdered in their countries like they say they are, then sure, you can send them over. We're going to help them the best we can. But you're saying
Right.
we have to get rid of these. We have to get these people to safety because the women and children are being raped. And
But
it's
it's only men coming
put,
in.
Put them on the planes, get them over here, and then it's like, wait, but this plane is 300 men,
And they're all 22 and extremely fit.
So
You
don't
look at-
send us the rapist.
You just lowered yourself.
Oh, I want to lower my headset.
Oh no, that's not that.
Okay. Sorry.
Don't send us the rapists. Send us the people who are at risk of being raped and murdered.
But
Yeah, no, obviously
Don't
it's
send
like,
us anybody.
If it's refugees who are fleeing, why is it only men?
That makes no sense.
What about
They
where are
should
the
go
women and
into a
children?
fighting.
purposeful.
Yeah, no, of course.
It's all purposeful.
Well, when you look at that, when you see all the, remember we showed those videos of like New York City, the streets outside the Roosevelt Hotel or whatever, and it was just 1,000 young men. We're the old people.
They condemned the hotel.
It's crazy.
It
So
became
now they're literally.
Let's watch
Here,
this.
I'll play it out loud so Bryce can hear because he doesn't have headphones.
Fucking ridiculous. Not true. Humanitarian. Nice tie.
How long is this? All right, I wanted to hear the part that he was saying that they're cutting. Let's see.
Damn.
But what's their solution? But like, what did they do?
Get rid of anybody.
what is
illegal.
the solution?
The problem is
Get rid of everyone? How? How do you do that?
It's like roaches. You get rid of them, just go to your neighbor's house or your fucking or the mice. That's the problem.
It's hard. It's way harder to get rid of than it is to just stop more people from coming.
Well,
in.
you got to do both.
How do you stop people from coming into New York City?
Stop from the borders.
What border? What do you mean, New York City?
No, stop it. We keep accepting all of these
sure.
shipments of people.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Stop that and ship people back. You can do both. Good luck finding them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you're like, okay, yep, we're going to deport. How do you find them?
By the way,
especially when the police are being cut.
Biden is now trying to. I said this yesterday. Biden does not care about sending back any of the.
Doesn't care about anything
of these
people in America.
Somali men that are just coming over. These thousands of Somali men, but he's planning on sending back all of these Venezuelan families that have been living here for 20, 30 years, pay taxpayer dollars. That he's literally in the midst of
trying to do it like through Homeland Security
because they all they ran from a communist country, and they obviously are
all
all
voters,
voting
right,
Republican.
yep.
So he's trying to send back these families who now have children who
Are
were
they
born
citizens?
in America. The children's are citizens.
They're not going back. I know he's going to try. It's like when he
look
said
here. U.S. deportation flights to Venezuela.
Dad, he's calling the Venezuelan government. He's working with their government to get them back.
Which we've never been friends with. We haven't been friends with our government for 30 years.
He's the fucking
It says
worst.
deportation flights of Venezuelans from the U.S. resumed on Wednesday with the plane of more than 100 migrants landing back in their economically troubled country under the Biden administration's latest efforts to deal with swelling numbers of asylum seekers. Really, the Venezuelans that were already in America for decades are the problem,
and leaving a terrible country. Right.
By the way, from the Congo,
the Venezuelans, you never hear them doing crazy crimes. You never hear them doing anything but just working in America. Who cares if people want to come here and work and pay taxpayer dollars? It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it says the plane leaving from Texas touched down in Miami before arriving hours later in Caracas. Roughly 130 passengers were Venezuelan women and men who were shuttled to the plane on buses and wore wrist and ankle restraints. As they boarded, U.S. immigration officers patted them down. Flight to Venezuela is the first I've seen in my career of an entire charter flight of Venezuelans going back to their country, and we plan on having several more of these in the coming weeks. That's U.S. Immigration and Customs said that. Biden administration says it plans to have multiple deportation flights a week to Venezuela, according to the U.S. Transportation Department.
How corrupted
which
Democrats.
would place Venezuela among the top international destination for U.S. immigration authorities. The government employs a fleet of charter carriers known collectively as ICE Air. The deportees will find a homeland still in the midst of complex. So also we're like asylum seekers. This is a huge problem. But we're sending them back to a terrible situation. Venezuela is like
and what are these people going to do?
Godless place right now.
It's politics at its finest. And the Republicans do this as well, but the Democrats are the ones currently doing this. They literally are saying, we want our borders, we need people to come here, seek shelter in America, but yet they're sending back the people who are doing nothing wrong.
Because they're not voting in their way.
Correct.
People need to fucking...
Right, like why specifically Venezuela?
Why do you think specifically Venezuela?
It's because their country was socialist.
Cubans are next.
Yeah, their country was socialist. And so
Vietnamese are going to be next after.
Everyone who came to America from Venezuela was fleeing socialism. So they're like,
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's calculated.
I'm saying if it's Vietnamese and Cuba next, Bryce will never be able to date anybody.
Facts.
For real.
Okay.
But those are both communist countries.
Yeah, but we're keeping the Chinese ones here for sure.
Why do you
the Chinese
think?
ones here?
It's all about money. Fuck. Assholes. Biden is a cocksucker motherfucker.
Biden has no idea what's going on. He literally has zero clue.
Either way, he's still fucking part of it. Okay, you kidding me? Please.
He's as corrupt. I'm not defending
him
Biden.
and his fucking family is corrupt. Give me a fucking break. Unbelievable.
I honestly have no idea what's going to happen in the next election.
Right, but you were the one that's like, no, come on, nothing. That's how we got down this road.
I didn't say no. I didn't say, oh.
No, you were like, it's not going to get much worse.
No, I didn't say it's not going to get much worse. I said it's not going to go out. It's not going to get to the point where every day when I go out, I'm going to have to fear for my life. And I don't think it's going to.
I don't know if I agree with you. The fact that
that's why
Jewish
I said
thing is terrible.
Think.
No,
but dude, even just a month.
I don't know if I agree with you.
From now to of the world a month ago.
Oh, the past 5
months.
It's like brutal.
But also, let's just say during BLM, all these riots and everything, people felt this way too.
No, because there's a lot more whites than blacks, and it's a little bit different. This is truly a real thing where most people hate fucking Jews.
Also, that was like BLM was saying we have a problem with
In
the
America.
establishment.
Right.
This is
In
we have a
America.
problem
With-
with you
Right.
as a person. who
BLM,
you
right.
are.
BLM is still America, and they're saying we don't like the police. We need things to change.
Right. They
We're
were
not
saying
being
the
treated equal.
establishment is a problem.
This is saying we don't want any Jews around. We want the Islamic way in every fucking household, and they're our strength in numbers.
It's just so crazy how like Islam has just co-opted the youth liberals. This episode is brought to you by Original Grain, who makes the watch that I'm wearing, makes a lot of watches that we as a family own. If you don't know what Original Grain is, they make watches out of reclaimed materials.
But nice watches.
And
Really
not only
nice
just watches, they have a lot of different accessories. But what I mean by reclaimed materials is they take materials from old whiskey barrels, from old Taylor guitars,
military.
from military ammo cases.
Yep.
What I'm wearing the Indian motorcycle one. So there's parts of an Indian motorcycle in this watch. So they take items from cool ass materials that, you know, are part of something that you might already love. Like if you love Buffalo Trace whiskey, right? Or your dad loves Buffalo Trace whiskey. They take old Buffalo Trace whiskey barrels, take the wood from that would just be garbage, repurpose it into a watch. And that's cool looking.
And a good looking watch, and the prices are really phenomenal. I mean, it's a great gift for your boyfriend, your father, your brother, whatever. I mean, really nice gift.
And there's so many different hobbies that men have, and they have ones for all the hobbies, honestly. And so head over to originalgrain.com, check out all the different stuff.
Yeah, really.
The Indian one is super cool. I've been wearing it all the time because it's just it's like rustic and rugged,
and it's a
cool.
nice leather strap. It wears well. It's got a good weight to it. It's got a good size. Their website is very well designed because you could see it lays it out. They have so many different
materials
to choose from.
Yeah,
different styles, different materials, different, like you said, with different likes.
They have
like
Taylor
motorcycle,
guitars,
right? Music, alcohol, army,
cars.
military cars, motorcycles. So it creates more of a personal effect to you, and you enjoy wearing it. And you'll talk about, like, when we wear ours, we get a lot of compliments, and we always talk about
because
the
they're
people out
unique.
there. Yes.
Yeah. So if you go to originalgrain.com, you can use the code ISSUES, and you'll get 10% off your order. And they're doing a 30% off on select styles now on the website. So with our code, you can get 40% off on a watch.
It's like they're paying you.
So it's a great gift. Like the holiday season's coming up. If you're like, oh, I don't know what to get my dad or my boyfriend or my brother or my son.
Yep.
I would head over to Original Grain, check out all their stuff, and use the code ISSUES at checkout, and you'll get 10% off what they're giving at 30% for a total of 40% off on your order. I just
Jews
saw
too. Like
No.
these fucking
What
Ew.
Jews?
What do
I'm
you mean?
saying these young fucking Jewish liberal people.
but because they're liberal, not because they're
no,
Jewish.
I don't think any. I've never seen a Jewish person who's like pro Gaza. By all means,
There are.
the
Not as much anymore, but there are.
I've never.
I agree with that.
Also, sure, the random Palestinian people, I don't want them to die either.
Of course.
But also, it's me. Like, to me, I'm going to be selfish, right? I don't want those Palestinians dying, but also, I'm pro-Israel.
But let them
Right,
leave
But
our
what
country.
I was saying is like,
Let which people leave our country?
Palestinians that want their fucking views in America, let them leave. You don't follow American Western civilization.
There's not
Okay.
many Palestinian people in America. Also, like,
right, but that's the problem.
Most Palestinian people in America are like their parents were Palestinian and moved to America and they're American.
Right, but that's why
not the
there
issue.
are barely
Pro-Palestinian
there are
people?
barely any Palestinian people in this country, but there are tens of thousands marching with under Palestinian flags. Who the fuck are they?
Right.
What the fuck are they for?
But
Well,
you saw the
they're
black
Arab
guy,
people.
but you
They're
saw
just
it's just people following the fucking drinking the
Followers,
Kool-Aid.
just liberals.
But also a lot of
Yes.
Arab
But-
people.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right?
but a lot of whites and a lot of Asian and a lot of just random ass people that are like,
Correct.
what the fuck are you doing on that side?
Definitely.
Why? Why are you marching with
They're
them?
uneducated. They don't know.
Yeah, that's what but that's what I was saying. Like I literally just saw a video on TikTok of a woman. I think she's non-binary or lesbian or something. She's like a woke woman.
Yeah, let's
who
see if
is
she works
now,
with Hamas.
now wearing a hijab because she's like, I'm going to wear a hijab in solidarity.
Hysterical.
And it's like, okay, so you're a
Which would
non-binary
be
liberal.
cultural appropriation 6 months ago.
Well, not only would it be cultural appropriation, but it's also extremely sexist. The idea of the hijab.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like it's just so
She's a dumb
backwards.
fuck.
But that's what I don't understand.
Dumb.
Islam, they won out on the liberals.
Yeah, shocking.
I don't know how. I don't know
Me
why.
neither.
I guess just because they're not white in this
Or they're
war.
anti-Jews. That's one way to look at it. The people that are anti-Jews.
I think.
Ron,
yeah.
that's it. If you're
But I don't think. But a year ago, liberal people weren't like, yeah, fuck Jews,
because that
but they
wasn't the
were like,
topic.
fuck whites.
But that was not. I think
but
it's
that's what-
anti-fucking Jews.
But how
and
would
Jews
they?
have money?
I don't think it's because I don't think they co-opted it so quick. You think
Yes,
you think it was
social media,
so quickly that a
social
month
media.
ago liberals were like, I don't even care about Jews one way or the other, and now they're like, fuck Jews. No, I think it was because it's white colonizers versus brown colonized. That's why I think an 18-year-old liberal woman would be like, I'm on the brown person side, because they see white versus brown.
I think there's
that's
also
why
like,
I think their mind is just like, yep, that's my side.
I think there's also like,
I don't think it's Jew. I don't know.
There's so many like bots and things out there that have the Palestinian flag in their bio and then just like follow all of these Jewish pages and then comment. I don't think they're real people. A lot of them I don't think are real people.
Okay, but I don't even look at the bots. I'm looking at the videos of protests in the streets.
Hold on, but what I'm saying
Those aren't
is
bots.
what I'm saying is they comment on everything and they'll be like, Israel just bombed this hospital, right? And they comment that, and then like an 18-year-old little white girl is gonna see them and be like, oh my God, kids are dying? That's horrible. And they're like, oh wow, I'm in support of Palestine then because I don't want those people to die. That's a way to gain followers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's lying, but that's a way to gain followers. And that's what's
all
happening.
about-
Dude, you go to any of these like
Narratives.
Stand with Israel posts, and it'll be like, Israeli soldier just murdered in his home in the middle of in Haifa or whatever. And then the first comment will be free Palestine.
Yep, with like 30 flags.
Yeah, and it's like, what? That doesn't even
True,
make
it's
sense.
like that's not a good comment for this type of
That
post.
doesn't even it doesn't even make sense. A normal person or even somebody who hated Israel wouldn't be like free Palestine. They would either like fight with information,
Right, or they would say this is not a real story, or they would be like he deserved it or something.
exactly like real hate, or it's like free Palestine, or
Right.
it's also like, I saw the one where they were marching in Madison, Wisconsin yesterday.
Yeah,
and
they were Nazis, not Palestinians.
correct. And the first
Here, I'll show
comment
you.
was free Palestine. And I was like, Palestine is not even mentioned in this comment, in this post. This has nothing to do with Palestine, nothing to do with Arab people. These are white Nazis.
Look, these are some videos from Madison, Wisconsin. Let's see.
Yeah, but
Why-
all
why
these guys
Madison?
should,
Why
honestly,
Madison?
all these guys should be shot.
I have no
agree
idea
with
why
you,
Madison. I have no
They should all
idea.
be shot. I don't care.
One minute.
It's just the middle of the street.
They should be
Sea killing.
all hidden. They all should be shot.
All
Well,
of their
that's the thing.
faces are
Show
hidden.
your face.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
be such a pussy.
But
Show your
that's
face.
the thing. Whenever I see something like this,
They
where it's
should be
like,
shot. Open fire.
Or
open fire.
show your face. Don't be a bitch.
No, but
No, but
should they be
that's-
open fire?
Dude,
no,
if I'm gonna speak
because
my
we don't live in a
mind-
lawless society.
Doesn't matter. But those people.
No, you
evil people-
actually they should not be open fire.
There should
open
not
fire.
be.
No.
I disagree with you.
Who shoots them? Who on the open fire?
If I wouldn't get arrested, I would shoot them.
Right, but
But
you
you
would
get
get
arrested.
arrested because we live in a.
Okay, Bronson.
But
Listen, I'm just
no,
saying, give my opinion.
Right, but you don't believe that.
No, he's saying
I
like that waste of
100%
breath.
do believe.
You think if you were in Wisconsin, you think you should have, would have had the right to shoot them.
guys, if I knew I couldn't get arrested, I would open fire.
But you would get arrested because we live in a society of rules.
You understand what I'm saying?
He's saying he would like if
Right.
it was a
He
perfect
doesn't
world, he
understand
would
that?
like if they were dead. Is what he's
Right.
saying.
I don't like unicorns, but I know they don't exist.
When I see, yeah, okay, but saying it should open fire, it's like, no,
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
I do agree with that.
Okay.
Because the reason why is, Bronson, if you went up to that person and said, listen, I am Jewish, can we coexist? They say, no, you should be killed. So therefore, you know the thought of the guy walking with the swastika, and therefore you don't think if you could get away with it, you don't think that guy should.
I don't know if these guys are real.
But
when
if
I
we-
look at this.
okay.
But if we killed everybody that wanted somebody to be dead, then the whole
Right.
world
You
would
understand
cease
the
to
big
exist.
difference, though. There's a big
I
difference.
do, but you're
You've
just
never
saying that
killed
as-
anyone, and many people want you dead.
wait, Ted,
So
you're
you're
just
all
saying
talk.
that- No, you're just saying that
not
as a
all
Jewish
talk.
person.
No, I'm not saying. Listen, guys, if someone says, if all right, listen, how do I say this without coming off the wrong way? I think that anybody look, if you say, oh, that guy that raped that girl should be killed, whatever, that's, I get a different scenario. But when you have something that's like such a militia that wants to wipe out an ethnic group or a race or religion, wipe it out, not knowing them, those people are literally like a disease. You
Yeah,
need
I
to
agree.
Fucking destroy
But are
them.
you going to kill them?
Okay, if
not
I
what he's saying. That's not
right,
what he's saying.
that's not what I'm saying. What don't you understand, Bronson?
Oh, I do understand. You said they should be shot, and I said, who's going to shoot them?
He's,
Okay, can you help me out, please?
You're. That's not at all what he's saying. He's saying they should be shot. It's like these people are a waste of breath, and they want me dead. So
No,
they
I
should
think
be dead.
he means more than that.
no,
I
and-
agree they're a waste
no,
of breath.
okay.
But I'm not going to kill them.
No, okay. If I was able to make them become extinct, I'm not saying Germans. I'm saying this group
Well,
here
yeah.
that literally wants to kill Jews.
You would actually kill these people.
Okay, if I knew it was okay to,
Right,
I
right.
would kill them. Yes.
I don't think you would. But it's whatever. No,
Sure,
right.
but that,
just-
that argument doesn't even matter to have
Sure.
because
That part of the
murder's
argument.
not going to be
Sure.
illegal. What
I don't think these people are real. When I see something like
the
that,
government.
no, I don't know. When I see something where it's like a bunch of men who are very fit and they're completely covering their face, it's like if people.
One guy
Why,
wasn't
Bronson?
covered.
The KKK
Right,
only ever
right.
covered their
No,
face.
guy-
only when they're doing rituals.
No,
we know what
Okay.
KKK members
There's
look like.
two
They
guys not
present
covering their
themselves.
face,
Yeah.
Bronson.
Charlottesville, they walk through the streets all saying death to the Jews with the open their
Bronson,
face.
this is clearly a ceremony. They're all
Make it
wearing
big.
white
Not a
shirts,
ceremony.
black pants.
Yes, it is, Bronson.
Right.
Make
So
it
what? They
bigger.
all decide. They all were
This
like.
is a march. This is a march.
Two guys aren't doing it, Bronson.
No,
covering
who?
their face. The front two.
No, that's a mask. That's
it a
the
mask?
yeah. That's the only one.
I think it's real.
And like, what's the point of this, right? Like,
So
Stir up
raise
shit.
hate. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, but that's why I feel like
What's
someone.
the point of KKK marches?
No, but
That's
but they don't march. KKK doesn't march. They do shit in private.
Bronson, they marched
they
for
do.
50
Bronson.
years.
Oh no, but right up and when's the last time you've heard of a KKK march? I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about in the set.
I'm not saying that, but why did they march
No,
in
but
the
I'm talking
60s?
about right now.
But I'm talking about then. Why did they march in the 60s?
Right, and when they marched, they didn't have their masks on and shit. They just killed people in the streets.
No,
That's
Bronson,
not
they literally
true.
used to march with the
Yes, that's not true. They
with
didn't kill
the
people in the
hood and whatever
streets.
it's called on.
Yeah, they did. They lynched people in the streets.
That was like the 30s.
that was
Okay, but
Salem witch
but when did they kill people in the 80s then? They didn't. They stopped killing people probably in like the 40s.
I never said they killed people.
Right, so what?
I'm just saying marches. Why do all of these people, when these Palestinian people or the people who support
march,
Palestine
right.
go into these protests with masks on? Why do you think? It's because they know that
They're
they're going to,
pussies.
a lot of them are going to do some bad shit and they don't want their face out there. So if you
yeah,
have
but a lot of the
belief-
people in those marches too, I think, are
sure, whatever, but
are
that's not what I'm
not
saying.
genuine.
If you
I don't
have-
know. I'm not saying that these people are like with the government. I just don't know if they're genuine. I don't know if they are like, yep, I'm a Nazi.
Oh,
I think they're like there to stir up shit for maybe they were like
Either way, it
something.
promotes hatred.
I
Either way,
don't-
it's a
Oh,
bad
sure.
thing.
By the way,
it's
if
definitely a bad thing.
If they're not a genuine Nazi, marching with a swastika makes you a genuine Nazi. I don't
No.
Should maybe they don't go by all Nazi party rules. If you
No,
wanna
that's not what I
start-
mean. That's
if
not
you
what I
want
mean.
to start shit and walk through the street on a march holding a swastika, you're a Nazi. It's very
incorrect.
simple.
No.
It's very simple.
No, that's not what a Nazi is. But it's fine. It's a different
what's
argument.
with you? I don't understand.
You think so? You think what makes you a Nazi is walking with a Nazi
but
flag?
meaning,
No.
but no, meaning you're right. Okay.
If you were
The
in a Nazi march, you're a
the
Nazi.
the ideology behind
Not
a
if you're
Nazi.
not if you're pretending to
no,
be.
no, listen. Okay.
If you're pretending to be a Nazi or you're Nazi,
Why
no.
would you pretend to be a Nazi?
I don't know.
To stir shit?
People have done. Yes, there have been shit so much in this country.
Okay.
The January 6th tapes. Did you see all these new tapes that just came out this weekend? All this new footage that came out that is like everyone's freaking out about it because now there's all this footage of people who were protesters who had badges.
Yeah, I saw that. But,
Badges
and the van
Okay,
and
so
everything.
so then why are you saying this is insane that they? What are you saying, Bronson? You're being ridiculous for saying that there are people that are pretending to be something that they're not.
Where do you get a badge?
I don't
Right.
think
Okay.
From the government.
Right.
You
okay.
said this isn't government.
No, I said
It's just
I'm
people
not
starting
saying
shit.
that they're
Stop.
government.
Guys,
That's
guys, I think if there's 20 people with the Nazi flag covered up, all dressed the same, there's an ideology there that's
Sure.
trying to send a message.
and regardless, this is
Let me
bad.
finish. There's an ideology there that's trying to send a message saying, we support this. Whether they're a full-fledged blood Nazi, white Aryan race group, I don't know. But the point is, if you're part of this march for whatever reason, and you might have different ulterior motives, but you support this ideology, I think what Bryce is saying, you therefore a Nazi in a sense of you want
Okay,
Jews
fine.
killed and you agree with the Nazi regime. Okay, which we know, for example, like we had this conversation 2 or 3 podcasts ago. We had a slight little debate about it. There are people who march, okay, and try, like you said about the BLM, try to change the concept or try to change the system, whatever. And the beautiful thing is people have a right to their freedom of speech to go ahead and march and do those things. The difference is we know that there's certain organizations, now we call them terrorist organizations. If there's something that, for example, is based upon an ideology that wants to bring down America, that wants to kill Jews or kill blacks or whatever it might be, we know that there are organizations like that there's nothing good that comes out of it. That's a cancer. Those, and if you are somewhat just want the attention, you're seeking attention, you're not a true Nazi, but you're going to march with Nazis, you don't really believe in you woke, then you have to deal with the consequences because you are supporting.
What are the consequences?
Okay, let me just finish this.
Being related as
Correct.
a Nazi.
Listen, so what I'm saying is
But that's not a consequence. No, but that's what I'm asking is like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, this exists. So what do we do about it? But there's
Well,
nothing
that's
we
a
can do.
different issue. That's a different issue. We're talking. I'm just talking about this fact. So
Okay.
Therefore, if we have people that are marching the streets that support an ideology that is against to kill and wipe out a race or to destroy America, these people should be either get the fuck out or shot and fucking killed because they are a cancer that serve no purpose.
They can't get the fuck out. They're Americans.
Listen, then they should
Which
be
is
killed.
another
If someone
scary
could
thing.
say, I don't like Jews. Okay, they're that choice. Let me say, I want Jews killed. That's a problem. Don't you think there's a difference?
But should somebody say there was a group in this country who came from, I don't know, from Ukraine, right? And there were 15 Ukrainians marching with anti-Russia flags, burning Russia flags. Do you think those Ukrainians should be killed? Hold on, just answer that question. Do you think those Ukrainians should be killed?
They hate another for just who they are.
They hate Russia and they want Russians to be killed. Do you think those...
And it's just who they are.
Russia was blown up off the map. Do you think the Ukrainian people should be killed?
If there's
That's the fact, and that's all it is.
No, because I don't know. Just because Ukrainians march with a flag
And chanting, death to Russia, death to Russia.
I want all Russians dead.
Death to Russia, murder Putin, murder the Russians.
In America?
Yes.
In America.
We're not Russia. If that happened in Russia,
we're not
that
Palestine.
You said
you said
if
if anyone
from your perspective.
You said if anyone marches
with
just
hate
for
in
the
their heart,
death of someone else for who they are,
they should
not be shot.
Yes, and you know what? If anybody wants anyone dead, first of all, they should not be allowed to march. They should all be arrested. That I don't think is protected free speech. And if you are saying death to this person, death to that person, that is 100% not free speech. You should be arrested.
What if people?
But you said killed, not arrested.
Yeah, I'm
You said
happy with them
killed.
being killed. Yeah.
So what
if
if-
anyone's dead, if absolutely.
What
yes.
if people were marching in New York as a counter protest to all this Palestine
Death to
stuff?
Gaza.
Just
we
Jews
won't
don't
say that though.
Oh,
The
what
Jews
if we
don't
did?
say
I
that.
didn't say Jews.
He said
I didn't
what
say
if.
Jews.
He said what if.
Didn't
Oh
say
my God, I got a headache.
Don't
What?
screw-
What if people, just Americans, were like, we're sick of this shit. We like you're saying this is anti-American immigration shit. I'm sick of this, and so they're marching through the streets of Chicago, tens of thousands of people saying, "Death to Arabs! Fuck the Arabs! Get them out of our country! If they don't want to leave, kill them." Would you say all those people should die? Or
Be shot on
right.
the spot.
Or would you say, "Damn, they're annoyed, they're frustrated." They're probably not
There's
good
a
people.
little bit of there is a difference. Though.
Why? Because it's
Nah,
white
you
versus
have to
black.
be-
There's-
You have to be-
No, guys, it doesn't. Don't you understand? You guys are fucking.
Okay, so
I
wait,
love
what's
you
the
guys,
difference?
but you guys are young, ignorant people that have no fucking clue about reality.
What's the
point is,
difference?
There's a difference. First, you have to look at the fact pattern, and you have to look exactly what's transpiring, exactly what's being said. We know for a fact the neo fucking Nazis want fucking Jews killed, and after they want.
I mean, know for a
Asians
fact that
and
these
black.
white people want Arabs killed.
No, you don't know.
And this, I'm making a hypothetical.
You just said what if.
I'm making up a scenario.
We're just saying you can't pick and choose
Well,
because you're on the
yeah,
other
you
side.
can.
Of it.
No, you're wrong.
You
You're
can,
different.
but that's
So that you have to
different.
amend your statement.
There's a difference. There's a difference because you're talking about hypotheticals. I'm talking about the organizations that we know. The fact when people walk around like this, they're a cancer. Don't talk about fucking hypotheticals that I can make probably. If you show me another hypothetical and it was a reality, I could probably make 10 arguments why I disagree with you and why you're wrong. Right now, we have 10 or 20 people walking the fucking streets on public government property, the fucking streets, okay, which is funded by the federal government. Therefore, there's a thing called the constitutional right, First Amendment, that is not protected free speech. These people
What's
should
not
be-
protected about what they're doing? They're not speaking a word.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't be verbal.
Wait, but
Doesn't have to be verbal.
so what are they doing? They're not inciting violence.
Yes, 100% they are.
Why? How?
No, they're not.
Okay,
I mean,
guys.
Well, no, but tell me how.
Guys, because with what they're doing walking right now, first, I bet you don't need a permit to do that, number one. So that's a violation right there.
You
don't need a permit to walk.
with the flag,
Okay,
right?
okay. That is considered a march and a protest. That is not a person walking. When you have a gathering like that, okay,
12 people. So if we walked with 12 people, where we have to get a permit, no fucking way.
I bet you walk in the street right there. Okay, if you want to walk the sidewalk, maybe a little bit different. You walk in the street, stopping traffic. That is a problem.
crossing on a they're on a crosswalk.
Right,
Well, I have a
go
question.
back. You want to go back to the fucking beginning and see if they walk in the middle of the street? Go back to the fucking beginning of it. So what crosswalk? They're walking in the middle of the fucking street. That is not protected speech.
Okay, well, I have a question. I have a
How do you
question.
know? But you're just saying 100% not. This is not protected.
Hold on, I have a question.
How?
What if
That's
what
just
if what if me and 10 of my
stop
buddies.
with the hypotheticals. Can we
Hold
move
on, no,
guys? I
but
got a
this
headache.
is an interesting conversation.
The problem
what
is
if me
fucking
and,
you young fucking even.
but don't you think that you're also
very
just
intelligent.
clouded by this too?
Not
We-
clouded. I'm
You're
telling
not.
you
You
the
can't just
reality.
100% be right, and we're 100%
No,
wrong.
on this one I can be, and
No,
most of
because
the time, yes, I'm 100% right.
So then
100%
answer
wrong.
so then answer my question. What if me and my 10 friends, which we would obviously never, but we went with Confederate flags and we walked down the street? Should we all be shot in the head? We kept our mouth shut, but right? Doesn't the flag
Slavery,
represent?
probably slavery
but
is a little bit different than-
slavery is my property. I could
Slavery-
kill
slavery-
in the 1700s. I could kill my own slave.
No,
I
but
could.
you're not a slave. You're not an owner right now.
But
That's
then,
different.
okay, George Washington could kill his slaves as he pleases.
If me and
Don't touch me.
If me and all my friends in Miami, wait, I'm talking. If me
But
and
I
all
was,
my
I was in the middle of
if
talking.
me and all my friends are in Miami, all Jewish, we got so fed up with all this shit. We take to the streets with Israeli flags and we say, "Death to Gaza! Fuck Gaza! Death to Gazans in this country!"
wanna know what happened?
You think we should all be?
You want to know what happened?
No,
You'd be arrested.
Do you think we should be shot?
You'd be arrested.
Do you think we should be shot?
Shot in the head.
No.
Okay, so
But
you're
then
being
why should these
hypocritical.
people-
Because
So why
one
should
is,
the
one
Gazans
is
do it?
defensive. Okay, one
Why?
is defensive. It is defensive. What happened?
Me walking through the street saying "Death to Gaza," that's defensive.
You're not. Don't you understand? You being a Jew, you're not safe. You're trying to prevent.
Wait, but now, okay, so
I'm
now
sure
it's
being a Nazi
so now
isn't
it's
safe
you should
either.
only die if you're
no,
safe.
No,
You're-
no.
What's
Don't
the
you understand that
safety
there's many
aspect?
arguments can be made, Bron. That's my point. It's not black and white.
You
It's
said
not-
it's black and white. You said
No, it's
anyone.
not.
We can roll back the tapes. You
It's
said
not black.
anyone who doesn't like someone for who they are and wants them to
Wants
be
them to
killed
die, yeah.
should die. You made it black
Okay,
and white.
All right, that's not black and white. That's black and white. The Nazis right there because you understand their ideology.
I agree with you that I would love in a perfect world for people who march with Nazi flags to be dead. Clearly, they're a waste of breath. They shouldn't exist on this planet. But should human beings have the right to go out and shoot them in the head?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you're not giving any
Because
argument.
we spoke 40 fucking minutes about this.
But that's
thing.
the podcast. It's an hour of talking
No,
about
I get
random
it.
shit.
No problem. Let's
All right,
move
what
on
else do you
with
want to
that.
talk about?
Did you see you might have talked about it, the guy in LA who got his gun license revoked?
No, I don't know anything about
that
this.
So these two people tried to rob his home in LA. He has 2 daughters, I think, and a wife, and he was trying to walk in through his front door, and these 2 guys showed up, and he shot both of them on
Good for
on
him.
his property, right?
Good for him.
Like at the front door, he shot them, and the Californian government took his gun license away.
On what
They might have
basis?
taken his gun license away pending the investigation. The
I don't
outcome
know
of the
enough
thing.
about it,
Right.
so Google
That's
it.
why. No, I'm just saying they might have taken it away because if there's a crime and there's a pending investigation, you might not be allowed to have guns legally during that thing. So we don't know what the outcome of the thing. He might get his gun license back if he's acquitted.
This says, was coming back home to his LA home on a quiet evening when 2 robbers jumped his wall and pointed guns at his chest, but they weren't ready for what is about to happen. He had a gun on his own and defended himself. Now California is suspending his Second Amendment.
Okay, but
This is what the NRA, who I also hate the NRA, but that's what they
Is that
posted.
definitely the NRA?
Yeah, it's the NRA.
Okay. Well, you follow the NRA? Well, good
Don't
for you.
He
follow.
doesn't follow them.
I don't follow the NRA. I don't like the NRA. They're an extremely corrupt organization as well.
Every organization is corrupt.
Correct.
True.
All right,
All right,
Brian, go ahead.
Bryce and I were watching this video the other day, and I thought the beginning of it would just be funny for you to
Sure.
watch because it's pretty funny. There might be an ad. Yeah, there is. Hold on.
Just a Canada one.
Yeah, just the beginning part. This woman is.
I hate people who talk
Pretty
like
hilarious.
this.
How many clients do you have? I have like 3. How much?
Did you hear what she said?
I'd say like
No, what was the beginning? She's a prostitute?
how many clients do you have? I have like 3. How much per turd? I'd say like a 200. Sometimes they make me stay like over the weekend. Go when I have the runs. Like they like to get shit on when I have the runs. Like diarrhea. Well, I don't have a problem shitting. I like went to jail, so like give a shit. But in a cell, so if I went to jail. Like pepper spray. Because she was trying to fight me, and I don't fight because I try shit, and I'm like a grown woman. So.
Well, what?
I'm a grown
Gotcha.
woman.
Grows what?
You do it to them.
Oh.
I hate men. Like, I'm not letting them shit on me. I'm Sagittarius Shaggy, and I'm known for being a battery king. I get fucked by multiple guys at a time. Yeah.
What's your biggest turnoff?
White penis. It looks like raw chicken.
When you say white, do you mean all types of whites, including Eastern Europeans in that bracket?
It looks like raw chicken.
Like Central Asian whites. whites, like Kazakhs.
I have bad experience.
Asians?
No, I have one bad experience, so I don't.
All the women here.
Is that not crazy?
I hate Andrew.
I don't know if I believe her, but
Okay.
it's
No.
crazy.
All right.
Are people really paying her $200 to shit on their chest?
Okay,
I'm
first
sure
of all-
there's people
First of all,
out there who do that.
you look at her and that you see shit.
She's
disgusting.
disgusting.
No, beyond this, she's disgusting.
Nasty.
Last woman on earth, I would never.
No.
I'd fuck a guy before that, and I would never fuck a guy.
Wow, that would fuck a guy.
Okay, would you do that ever?
No,
ever.
but I wouldn't fuck a guy.
Okay, I'm making an analogy.
I would just be like, okay, I'll jerk off.
I would
instead,
never.
guess.
Right? But she's atrocious.
That's the one who was like, I'd fuck a guy.
No, I wouldn't fuck a guy. Let's be very clear.
I'm gonna clip
Listen,
just. I'd fuck a guy.
Are you done? Are you
Admit
done?
I admit beat you in court.
What?
By the way, I won in court.
Admit
for
I would beat
saying-
you in court, or I'm posting a clip of you saying, I'd fuck a guy.
Okay, you're retarded. And you did not beat me in court.
Okay.
Nor would you. Maybe
Then
one
you
day.
fucked the guy.
I'm releasing that you're gay.
Good. Good to have 2 kids.
Did you see? Do you want to comment on this anymore?
It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. Fucking hoe.
Hoe.
Like, I don't believe her. And she says she
Brian
gets
doesn't believe
fucked.
anybody.
You believe that that
I think
multiple guys
there's
are
some
paying her
fucked
$200
up dudes out there.
so
and she said, when I have the runs.
Who calls it the runs? That's nasty.
She said, when I have the runs, I have
Generational.
diarrhea, and I shit on guys' chest
Generational.
with
That goes
diarrhea.
like 20, 30 dead.
she's fucking disgusting. And
Nasty.
it's even that this is shocking. This is the problem with social media. This should not be on. Don't you see how fucking retarded this? Because some guys are gonna be like, yeah, I want to try to get
I'll
shit
pay
on
her.
one day.
But how?
Okay.
I don't believe
It's
that's
gotta
crazy.
exist. Everything exists.
Yes, 100%. There
You
are
think people are that fucked up?
So-
Oh, absolutely.
That they're dropping $200 to just get.
What about
But
what
how
about
are you that fucked up that you
Wait,
want
wait, 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 wait,
diarrhea from a cow?
What about
on
a
you?
guy?
That's not a
from
cow.
a cow.
She's a
That's
cow.
a manatee.
What about a
Sea cow.
guy? What about a guy that will rape a 5-year-old girl?
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
that's fucked
people
up.
are
That's even more fucked up, yeah.
That's my point. So yeah, people.
I
are
don't know.
Yes. Brown said, please don't defend this
Oh
one.
my
don't,
God.
Don't defend this
Because
one.
Yeah, just stop.
Brown
Stop
said,
it.
Don't defend
Stop
this
it.
one. Don't defend this
Because
Stop
one.
it.
Okay.
Stop it.
So what about this George Soros stuff? Have you talked about that yet?
Well, we don't know. This is probably
You don't mean George Soros.
No, I don't mean George.
I know, yeah.
George Santos?
Santos.
George Santos. What about this George Santos stuff?
Why? What about
What's
it?
going on?
Did you not
You
see
know
what
George.
happened?
You know George Santos.
He was the one who was caught like dressing up as a girl
He was
in Brazil.
Yeah, we talked about him. The congressman who was like gay and he was a tranny, but he's like saying like I'm against trans
yes,
shit.
and
he
he's
committed
anti-gay.
suicide. Oh,
He's
no.
anti-gay.
Right. He's
Oh,
yeah.
right. Okay.
And he's married to like a white woman.
Yeah,
Did
but
you
he's
not
like
see
very
what
clearly
happened?
gay. What recently?
What happened?
Dude,
Oh yes.
over this week
he quit or
was
something, right?
No, he was using his fund campaign money to pay for like $40,000 a month on OnlyFans.
Wow,
Something crazy.
that's a-
Google it, dude. And there were all these girls
that
on.
guy who looked like a nice guy. You showed right.
no,
That-
no, he's a loser.
This guy. We've talked about
Oh,
him.
he's a weird dude. Yeah.
Dude, so he had OnlyFans accounts, and all these
He's
girls,
gay, by the way.
All these girls were posting like all these really, really fat girls, that guy size, who had OnlyFans accounts, were posting like, this guy would send me pictures of his dick and then make me tell him that it was the smallest thing I've ever
And it was
seen.
George Santos?
And it was George Santos.
How
And they
do
were
I
like,
know?
he's my #1 earner on OnlyFans. All these girls were coming out, posting his account, saying #1. Sure,
But
you can
isn't he gay?
Photoshop it. I think
Well,
he's
here,
just.
they're doing
I think he's just a freak.
the House Ethics Committee report on Representative George Santos alleges that he was a cash-strapped candidate who used campaign contributions to live a life of luxury, including spending donors' money on trips to casinos, shopping at high-end retailers, Botox treatments, and OnlyFans
Oh
payments.
my god, a retard.
How funny
is
is
he
that?
from? Where was he?
New York.
New York. Yeah. He lied about everything.
Everything.
Yeah, right.
He was the
And
one who
he's still
said his
in
mom was
office?
in the Holocaust, right?
And still,
Yeah.
yeah.
He said his mom was in the Holocaust.
He said Jewish. Like
Yeah,
Jewish.
he said he was Jewish.
No, but I meant like
And
Jewish.
then he acted Jewish.
Right, like have a bagel.
No, but he lied about where he went to college.
Everything.
He lied about what
So wait,
jobs he's
and
had.
he's still in.
Yeah, but I think he just announced he was like, I'm not seeking re-election
Good.
next term.
By the way, he
They
should
should
be
get
He's
rid
still
of
in
him.
office.
He
They
should
should
be
get rid of him.
arrested. He
Yeah.
should be arrested.
Yes, he should be arrested.
100% he should be
Well,
arrested.
for this, yeah.
Yes.
Campaign fund shit, for sure.
Yes.
If they find evidence, he will be. Yeah.
How could you have those allegations for OnlyFans and it not be true?
He deposited large amounts of cash that he has never accounted for, moved money between various bank accounts in a suspicious manner, and made over $240,000 cash withdrawals for unknown purposes. A report by the
We
panel
know he's a
found.
bad guy because he admitted the other stuff.
Well,
he's a bad guy.
Right. He's a liar, a known
he's a-
liar.
I just don't get how people like that are even able to get into office. It doesn't make sense.
Because you can easily before
Look,
the
Biden
lies are
did it.
found out,
Yeah, but
you
he's
could.
been doing it for 50
I feel like getting
years.
into office, especially as a representative, is easy.
I don't think so.
You got fucking
How?
Dude, look at all the
Tlaib.
retards that are there.
Yeah, Fetterman.
It's literally
Fetterman's a senator, right?
yeah.
How the hell
But
is
Matt Gates, AOC, these are
people-
all
Tlaib.
retards.
People love Matt
Retard.
Gates.
But he's an objective retard.
Yeah,
retard,
of course.
yeah.
We're not, I hate Matt Gates.
Right, and it's like you don't think that you could get in over him if you really wanted.
No, people love him. People love him.
Who?
People
Who
love
loves
that
him?
like cookie cutter.
He's not cookie cutter.
He is. He's
He's
like
super anti-establishment. He's
no,
ruining
but
the Republican Party.
looks wise and stuff.
Looks wise.
Looks are a huge thing. In politics.
He looks like a little fucking weasel. He
That's
looks like
what-
the bad guy
Let
in
me
a
see-
Disney
let me
movie.
see what it looks
That's
like.
what he looks like. Like his dad. His dad paid for his Porsche, and
He
has-
looks like the
and
bad
he-
guy
and
in a
he was
Disney
on the
movie.
lacrosse team.
He looks like a weasel.
Yeah.
That's what you would think of as a Republican. Literally,
He doesn't
that.
have eyes. Look at he literally doesn't have eyes.
I hear you, Bryce.
He's a scary guy.
All right, what do you got for fatherly advice?
I wanted to talk about this other thing too, though.
Go ahead,
This is
talk
more
about
important.
it. Go ahead.
Because it's like very timely, and it has to do with all the shit we've been talking about too, and
What is it?
and arguing about. In like this last week, this is also so problematic too, and shows we should have talked about it when we were talking about all the youth shit that we were arguing about. But this past week on TikTok, all of these like young women, especially, yeah,
And men.
yeah,
I don't know about. Go ahead.
no, all these young people on TikTok started being like, I think Osama bin Laden misunderstood.
Well, no, that's
I
not how it
think-
worked. But
That was the sentiment. They started reading. So Osama bin Laden,
Oh my
right,
God, why is anyone even wasting their fucking time on
people
this?
are idiots.
right after. No, but that's more than idiotic. That's like
Dangerous. It's dangerous.
extremely dangerous. That we're now.
Should be shot.
And it's like a lot of what's weird
Wanna
is
have
it's
that
like
debate?
Yes.
Good.
all the videos I saw were like young
Love you,
white
Bronny
women
Boo.
and black men, and I was like, you gotta understand, you were the first two to die.
Right, but wait, are these are the same kind of people? I want to be that. We'll go into this in a second, but these are the same kind of fucking retards that a woman will find a pen pal of a guy in life in prison and will marry them. Do you know what I'm saying? And go there for
video?
visits. What?
Sorry,
No, I didn't hear what you said. What'd
I
you
said,
say?
did you see that video?
No.
No, but
I'll say it after.
okay. But what I'm trying to get, when you're like that, you're just a dumb fuck.
Yeah, but that's right. But that you can't just write off someone being like, "Oh, they're a dumb fuck." Like dumb fucks
Are dangerous.
in mass is what ruins the world.
We see it.
Not
right now.
ruins the world, make it a very dangerous place.
Well,
By ruining the world, yes.
Guys, I'm agreeing with you. I'm
yeah,
just
just thanks for 2 cents there. Okay, what's the video you
So,
want to
so right after 9/11 happened, bin Laden wrote. He called it the letter to America. He wrote like a manifesto saying the U.S. has been involved in the Middle East, and the reason why we hate you is because of what you've done to us, and so we feel basically the main gist of the letter was like we feel justified in killing Americans because it's like retribution, and so we don't feel bad killing Americans because of what you've done to us.
And if you want to see me come for a cup of coffee, I'll be hiding in my hole.
And
Go
so,
ahead.
but that was the sentiment of the letter. But so all these young people now who are like pro-Palestine, anti-Israel, have all of a sudden started reading this letter and been like, you know what? He's right. We might, like, America did horrible things. And so they were justified in and it's like,
Isn't it
that's the
amazing?
biggest
Isn't it
terrorist attack
amazing?
that has been on our
American
country's soil. These people want to kill all of us just for being American. And these young white women and people are being like, you know what? Maybe they're misunderstood. It's like, honestly, what it is, it's like we were saying in the other episode where it's just like, they just have lived too good of a life. They don't know. Right. Like, they don't really know. Because most of the people, too, that are saying this weren't alive.
I'm sure they're watching The View also.
But most of these people weren't alive during 9/11.
no, they're gonna start
So they
reading
just
Mein
don't-
Kampf
they
and be
just-
like,
Right. They
So
just
these
don't
women
really
should
know.
not- they should not be shot, but they definitely should have a bat taken to the back.
Why
of the
shouldn't they
head.
be shot?
They should have a bat to the back.
no,
of the
they
head.
should just like have to live a hard life.
Fine.
Right, let them ship them out there.
Yeah, no, go to Palestine.
Right, exactly. They've just
you
lived too good of lives.
If you think that
Well, you're
that-
yelling.
if you think that Hamas is good for the world, go
there.
live in
We-
Palestine
Bronny and
and
I
see.
said that. Yep, go
so
there. Right,
Simple.
we don't need you. Get
Go
the
see,
fuck out.
or even just write a letter to Hamas and see what they say about you. Very simple. Send them a picture. Of
I mean,
yourself.
the fact that
Send them a
people
picture.
are
We got dirty fuck. Probably hasn't bathed in years.
It's just crazy that
because he's been dead for 10 years.
you know what I mean?
it's actually crazy that people are like, he is pure evil, and this is how a country can just completely fall apart. And when we talked about it too, where we're like, you can easily the entire country like.
Social media is the problem.
Like, no, but what I was going to say is like the Nazis came to power and were like, we want to kill all Jews, all gays. And most people at the time were like, I don't want that. But then within a couple of years, they're fucking cheering the Jews and the gays down the street to the gas chambers. It's like you can easily, if young white girls are like, you know what? I think maybe
like
the most evil terrorist in the world is misunderstood. It's like, no, bro, he killed thousands of people in this country and wanted to kill everyone. Literally every single person. Let's see if I can find any videos.
You see that video of those podcasters?
Are you sick?
Yeah.
No, he's had this cough for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but the last 3 episodes we've talked about this cough.
I saw a dating podcast. It was like these 3 or 4 girls on a dating podcast. And the girl said, what's worse, to date a man in prison or to date a man in the military? And every single one of them was like, it's way healthier to date a man in prison. They're better people.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine? They're better people.
God.
They do more for the world. People in prison.
Bryce, there's no
murderers and rapists.
There's no way, Bryce. I don't believe you.
I'll show you the video. They
I don't
literally
believe you.
said it.
I don't believe you.
And they were like, military men are just so... They actually said... They said army. And then they said, well, what division of army? Because they think that army means military. They don't know that army is a branch of the military.
They're dumb. These fucking idiots.
People are just dumb.
No,
People are
this
just
is-
stupid.
this
I
is
don't
But
get it.
that's like
Scary.
just being like, wow, they're dumb.
Ignorance.
It's like, no,
But what are we gonna do? Right, we're saying
Like, DM all of them. You are stupid. Like,
but it's also, I blame a majority of that on the education system, 100%, because it's
parenting.
it's very easy for like a 16-year-old girl to be like, yeah, you know what, Bin Laden is right when he says America did horrible things to us, so they're justified it, because all throughout their education, they're taught that America does horrible, horrible things.
it was Al Qaeda, right? He ran Al Qaeda. So they said they went on to like Lincoln Square, is that the place in New York? Whatever. Or one of the big centers in New York City. And they started interviewing people after people started posting stuff about Bin Laden. And they said, who did the attacks on 9/11? And people would go, the terrorists. And he would go, yeah, but what terrorist group? And they went, most people were like, I don't know. Or others were like,
It would take me a minute to.
but you would know it's
realize
Osama
Al-Qaeda,
bin
of
Laden.
course.
But also, I
But
think
different generation too.
right,
though.
but that's why this is only
Need to
young
be
people are
educated.
doing this, because old people are like, no, I
It
was
the
there.
worst. We
They were-
cheered when Obama killed him.
They were like, I was there. I saw that this was
I vividly
horrible.
remember I was in 6th grade, and 6th or 7th grade, and I vividly remember standing outside when we woke up that morning, and one kid came to school and was like, oh my God, did you hear that the Navy SEALs killed Osama bin Laden? And everyone was like, yeah, that's awesome. Like, that was a huge day. It was on SNL, remember?
How'd you do it?
Right, but then you don't think that, like, obviously there are multiple steps between, but an easy evolution from this is, yeah, we should kill Jews because Israel.
They're saying that now.
No,
I
right, but
agree
I'm
with
saying
you.
like just a young liberal 16-year-old
this-
girl, I could easily see
Right.
in a year from now being like, yeah, killing Jews is justified because Israel commits horrible acts and
Yes.
Jews are part of
But they-
Israel.
They
thinks-
teach about women. They teach about the Holocaust. People still think the Holocaust didn't exist. So there's just dumb fucking people in this world, and it's scary.
Here's where I think the difference is, which I think will help the Jewish people, luckily. The Holocaust the Nazis did not want Americans dead. Sure, if they had the choice to rule the world
They killed tens of thousands of us.
in fighting,
Right,
But
okay.
the goal of the Nazi Party was to take over Germany, take over Europe, and rid them of Jewish people, gay people, gypsies. That their main goal from the start was not
One world order, which means America was.
I
they
understand,
wanted
but they
America.
were on the back end. Part of, not Muslim, part of Hamas's mission always was like, no rights for women,
No Western civilization.
no Western civilization. We want all Americans to die. So it's a little bit
Same
harder.
as the Nazi regime, buddy.
I think it's
Nazi-
harder.
the
I think
whole
it's harder.
One world order.
The idea of the Third Reich was like, we are going to take over the world.
world.
I understand, but I think
And
it's,
Hamas doesn't want, the Hamas's first thing is, we do want to rid the Jews. That's the first thing. Then they're like, if we can take over the world, great.
They say we will not rest.
The Nazis were
We have
like,
plenty
we
of
want to
time.
take over the world. It's 5:30.
No, but Listen, I'm not leaving
Okay,
early. So
well,
it doesn't matter.
we're done
I'm not
anyways.
leaving early.
We're done.
Let's just wrap it up.
The thing is this: it's the same. They want one world order in the Islamic view. They want the Islamic religion and views in every home. Period. And that's not American Western civilization culture. That's
Yeah,
not
and the fact that like our youth is just like, yeah, okay,
Stupid.
But then that's also extremely dangerous too, because when we're
Yes,
already
I agree with you.
we're already seeing it, because I think the Democrats, their main power, especially now, is
It's
the
the
youth.
young. Yep.
And so and they're starting to realize, oh shit, our supporting Israel is isolating the youth. They're not going to vote for us because the youth is extremely anti-Israel.
So crazy.
And so the fact that the youth is now like, yeah, you know what, we don't want the Democrat, we don't like Biden, we don't like the Democratic establishment. The Democrats are 100% realizing that and saying, oh shit, we're
They just want
losing
voters,
we're
yeah.
losing our votes. So they're going to start changing their tune. And a month ago when we first did Israel shit, you were like, there's no worry because the American government will always support Israel. And that's literally, we're 5 weeks in and we're losing support left and right. Don't you agree?
Yes, I do agree with that, but I also think that, you know, my thoughts on this. I think that this had to come to a head. I'm still feel good about the Jews. I still feel good about Israel, and I think we're going to come out on the other side strong. And I think it might unite, and I think it's going to bring some.
How do we come out though? If we
I think
lose
we're-
the support.
No, I think we'll come out. I think we'll be fine.
How?
I don't know. The Jews will definitely die, but
if
I
he
don't
knew how,
I
he
don't
would clearly
know
be-
how.
I know,
If you
but
ask me
it's
how.
just
He'd be
like,
How do I
Netanyahu,
solve world
you know?
hunger?
Yeah.
How do I solve
but
AIDS?
you don't
I mean,
but you don't say, you know what, we're all gonna
no.
we're gonna solve
No,
world
I
hunger.
What
can say,
what
and I
it's
do
called
say,
is
it's called
hope, Bronson. He has
It's
hope.
faith,
that-
and I believe the way
yeah.
the Jews are, and that we will persevere, and the way Israel is, I think it'll work out.
I agree.
Yeah, I
That's
just
all.
don't like, at least like in World War II when all this was happening, America was a beacon of like, wow, that's horrible what's happening, right? As a whole country. But now there's no beacon of that in the world. Every country is like, yeah, fuck the Jews. There's no beacon.
We'll see what
We're like, where could we
happens.
turn?
Pain in my ass.
Okay, all right,
We're
wrapping
not
up.
leaving. I gotta make a phone call. We're leaving too early.
Okay,
all right,
You, you can't
all right.
keep
For
interrupting
everybody-
our.
No, but of course you. Why wouldn't
Like
you fucking
it's-
interrupt? Like it's no big deal.
Can we end it? It's
Yeah.
now it's
No, seriously,
yeah.
if this was fucking salon thing, we think we'd be interrupting our. We're out of color.
Let's go.
Okay,
All right,
love you.
I
Love
beat you
too.
in court,
Bye,
by the way. Love you.
Okay. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.